Okay, hello, Assalamualaikum. Alright, my name is Noorli. I'm here to present a paper on entitled Parental Involvement and Pre-Diploma Students Motivation in Learning English. Right, so this is the paper that I've done together with my colleagues. Right, so first of all, I would like to introduce what it means by Pre-Diploma Students or PPT program. Alright, so basically in June 2010, the Pendidikan Tinggi or PPT program, formerly known as MDAV program, is actually introduced in UITM to serve as a platform, okay, for the unfortunate Bumiputras, the Malays and the indigenous students to continue their tertiary education. So they are welcome to enter the university. Okay, and ever since we got about 50,000 students who have enrolled in the pre-diploma courses. Although there are quite a number of students who actually do have some problems and drop out from the course, but most of the alumni have actually managed to continue their studies to a higher level, and they are very successful individuals. Yeah. Right, so as an introduction, this PPT program is actually created as a special route for SPM, Malay, and Putra school leavers who fail to meet the academic the requirements to enter the local universities. They are given an opportunity, right, to do so in UiTM. So they are basically mostly those from the low socioeconomic background, means B40 household group. Okay, and PPT actually serve as a platform and opportunity to guide students to be equally competitive and ethically on par, right, with other university students entrance. Yeah, so they are similar to other undergraduates. So this is the program for them. Okay, so what we're looking at with this pool of students is that we would like to see how parental involvement actually influence the language learning, all right, in an ODL environment. So as we know that ever since the tragedy of 2020, where we were hit by COVID-19, so ODL has been the method used, right, to actually allow students to learn, okay, without having to leave their home. So having this opportunity, right, it's very important to actually look at what are the intrinsic motivational factors, right, that are significant um, during this particular period, and that actually include parental involvement, because we can see that the parental involvement studies have actually concentrated mainly among those primary and secondary school education. Okay, so empirical evidence that involve parental involvement in students from B40 group is quite rare in Malaysia, and therefore we would like to see that, and to actually gauge some information on this aspect. All right, therefore we have come up with the objective where these studies carry out to investigate students' perceptions of their parents' involvement in their academic activities and the motivations and their motivation in learning English language. Yeah. So these are our research questions, right? What is the PPT students' perceptions, or pre-diploma students' perceptions of their parents' involvement in their English language learning? What is the PPT students' perceptions in their motivations? So what do they think about their motivations level in English language learning? And what is the relationship between the two? So this is what we are actually investigating. Right, from the literature, we have actually seen or witnessed that motivation has played a vital role in the success or failure of second language learning. Right, in acquiring a second language, for example, people who are highly motivated and feel positive towards its use are often much more successful, okay, as compared to those who have lower motivation. And in their studies in 2014, showed that there's a significant positive relationship between student perception and and the importance of the English language and their attitude in learning the language. Okay, students with adequate motivation can become efficient language learners, as they are more likely to learn quicker than those who lack motivation. According to Shahik and Farouk and Ikra Asim in 2020, parental involvement influences students' academic performance in terms of their self-motivation and self-evaluation values, which are actually components of self-regulated or autonomous learning. Because as we know, when you are learning online, you're actually learning autonomously, yeah, on your own. So it is shown that in several studies that parental involvement can have many positive effects on students, including increasing their motivation level, right, which determines the learning and achievement of the students, regardless of their socio-economic backgrounds, right? Thus, in our study, where we come up with the methodology where we have 357 respondents um, from the pre-diploma students, uh, you know, because they are chosen because of the objective of the program itself, because they would it's much more relevant to see the landscape of the future of Wiputra and Malay students by giving them appropriate motivation to improve their self-development, right? And most of the students also come from a poor family, which is the B40 group, okay? But they do believe that they have the same chance as others in developing themselves in many aspects of life. And our research instrument would be the 4-point Likert scale questionnaire, prepared in both English and Malay language to ensure the participant can understand each item better, so they are in dual language. There are 4 sections, namely the first one will be demographic information. Part B will be the family background related to parents' education level, income, and family size. Okay, the part C will be students' perceptions of parental support, and the last section, or section D, is on the students' motivation in learning English, right? Okay, so the questionnaire consists of 2 main parts. Okay, student perceptions of their parents' involvement in their English learning, which includes 8 items, adopted from another questionnaire by Sultan and Noorli Rosli in 2016, and student motivation in learning English, 12 items, adopted from Cass Kaplan and Bukashvili in 2011. And both studies have proven that there is a positive link between parental involvement and student learning motivation. And this researcher aimed to investigate further this link, whether it's evident or not, and among the pre-diploma students learning in an ODL environment. Yeah. So the data analysis used is the SPSS software, right? And data is actually tabulated in terms of frequencies, percentage, means, and standard deviations. Right. Findings and discussions. The findings obtained for the studies are divided into 3 main parts: the respondent profiles, okay, the findings on parental involvement, there are findings on motivation, as well as the relationship between the parental involvement and students' motivation. Alright, in terms of the students' perception of their parents' involvement, so all items in this section moderate mean, alright, it's called a moderate mean, which means that almost all of the respondents receive kind of moderate encouragement and support from their parents in their English language learning, alright. And then in terms of the PPT students' motivation, the pre-diploma students' motivation in their English second language learning, the score is moderate to high mean, meaning 3.2 to 3.68. Basically, it means that the respondents' motivation to learn English is generally very high. Okay, this backs the view that the sample has a positive mindset towards English language learning regardless of their background. And therefore, we come to a conclusion where it can be summarized that there is a link between parental involvement with student motivation to a certain extent, whereby most PPT students' parents can only offer emotional support, but such action is sufficient to motivate their children in their studies during ODL. So at the university level, we recommend a platform may be introduced to get parents involved in the learner's learning process itself. All right, with that, I thank you. Thank you for lending me your ears. Assalamualaikum.